BeiDou gains ICAO, approval for global aviation use. GPS, doomed. What if the foundation of every GPS device you've ever used is about to be fundamentally challenged? What if a system you've never heard of is quietly positioning itself to replace the technology that guides everything from your Uber rides to military operations? In November 2023, something happened that could change the global navigation landscape forever. The International Civil Aviation Organization, the world's governing body for international aviation, made a decision that sent shockwaves through the tech world. But here's the twist. Almost nobody noticed. While the world was distracted by AI breakthroughs and social media drama, a Chinese satellite system quietly gained approval to guide commercial aircraft across the entire planet. This isn't just another tech announcement. This is the beginning of a navigation revolution that could fundamentally alter how we understand global positioning. The question isn't whether this will happen. The question is, are you ready for a world where GPS might become obsolete? Let me ask you something. When was the last time you thought about who actually controls the GPS satellites guiding your phone? Most people don't realize that GPS, the system we rely on daily, is controlled entirely by the United States military. It's a legacy system that's been around since the 1970s, originally designed for military operations. But here's where it gets interesting. For decades, the US has held a monopoly on global navigation satellite systems. GPS became so ubiquitous that we forgot there were alternatives being developed around the world. Enter BeiDou, China's answer to GPS. But this isn't just a copycat system, it's actually more advanced in several key ways, and in November 2023, BeiDou crossed a threshold that nobody expected it to reach so quickly. The International Civil Aviation Organization officially recognized BeiDou as a global standard for commercial aviation. What does this mean? It means that commercial airlines worldwide can now legally use BeiDou for navigation, flight planning, and safety-critical operations. But here's the kicker. This approval wasn't just a formality. ICAO's recognition came after rigorous testing and evaluation. In 2024, monitoring data showed that BeiDou's service availability hit 100%, with signal-in-space accuracy surpassing 0.9 meters at a 95% confidence level. That's not just competitive with GPS, that's potentially superior. If you're finding this as fascinating as I am, smash that like button, subscribe to Revo now, and hit the notification bell. Because what's coming next will blow your mind. Let's dive deeper into what makes BeiDou special. Most people think all satellite navigation systems are basically the same, but that's far from true. BeiDou represents the third generation of global navigation satellite systems, following GPS and Russia's GLONASS. What sets BeiDou apart isn't just its accuracy, it's its architecture. The system uses a unique combination of geostationary, inclined geosynchronous, and medium Earth orbit satellites. This hybrid approach provides better coverage, especially in challenging environments like urban canyons and mountainous regions. But here's where it gets really interesting for aviation: BeiDou's short message communication capability. Unlike GPS, which is purely a positioning system, BeiDou can actually transmit data. This means aircraft can not only determine their position, but also send emergency messages, weather data, and other critical information directly through the satellite system. In 2024, performance monitoring revealed something extraordinary. BeiDou's signal integrity, the measure of how reliably the system can alert users to potential problems, exceeded all ICAO requirements. The system demonstrated the ability to detect and report anomalies within 6 seconds, compared to GPS's typical 15-second response time. This might sound technical, but in aviation, those extra 9 seconds can mean the difference between a safe landing and a catastrophic failure. Airlines are starting to take notice. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. What does this mean geopolitically? For decades, the US has maintained what some call navigation hegemony, the ability to control or deny GPS access to any country or organization. During conflicts, the US military has the capability to degrade or shut down GPS signals in specific regions. But with BeiDou gaining international recognition, that monopoly is crumbling. Countries that have been dependent on GPS suddenly have an alternative, and not just any alternative, one that's been proven to be equally or more reliable. The European Union has been developing its own system called Galileo, but BeiDou's ICAO approval puts it ahead in the global aviation market. Russia's GLONASS system has faced sanctions-related challenges, making BeiDou even more attractive to international partners. Here's the fascinating part. BeiDou's approval wasn't just about technical capability, it was about trust. ICAO spent months evaluating not just the system's performance, but also its governance, security, protocols, and international cooperation framework. In 2024, China signed bilateral agreements with over 30 countries to enhance BeiDou cooperation. These agreements include data sharing, joint monitoring stations, and interoperability testing with existing aviation systems. But the real question is, how will the US respond? Will they attempt to restrict BeiDou's expansion, or will they be forced to acknowledge the changing landscape? Let's look at what's actually happening in the aviation industry. Major aircraft manufacturers are already beginning to integrate BeiDou capabilities into their navigation systems. Boeing and Airbus have both announced plans to make BeiDou compatibility standard in future aircraft models. But it's not just about new planes. Retrofitting existing aircraft with BeiDou capability is proving to be more cost-effective than many operators expected. In 2024, several major airlines conducted trials where they simultaneously used GPS and BeiDou for redundancy. The results were surprising. In many cases, BeiDou provided more accurate positioning data, especially in challenging environments. One of the most significant developments came from a 2024 study conducted by the International Air Transport Association. They found that airlines using dual GPS, BeiDou systems experienced a 23% reduction in navigation-related delays and a 15% improvement in fuel efficiency due to more precise routing. But here's where it gets really interesting for the future of aviation. BeiDou's short message communication capability opens up possibilities for real-time weather reporting, emergency communications, and even air traffic control enhancements that GPS simply cannot provide. Several regional airlines in Asia and Africa have already begun transitioning to BeiDou primary navigation systems. They're finding that the system's performance in equatorial regions, where GPS signals can be weak, is significantly better than expected. Now, I promised you a big reveal, and here it is. What I'm about to tell you isn't speculation. It's based on verified information from industry sources and official announcements. In early 2025, the International Maritime Organization is expected to follow ICAO's lead and approve BeiDou for maritime navigation. But that's not the big news. The big news is what's coming in 2026. China has been quietly building partnerships with major telecommunications companies worldwide to integrate BeiDou positioning directly into 5G networks. This isn't just about navigation. It's about creating an entirely new infrastructure layer that could make traditional GPS obsolete. But here's the most shocking part. BeiDou is being designed as the foundation for the next generation of autonomous vehicles, smart cities, and Internet of Things applications. The system's precision timing capabilities are so advanced that they're being considered for use in financial transactions, power grid management, and even cryptocurrency mining operations. In 2024, a joint study by MIT and Tsinghua University revealed that BeiDou's timing accuracy exceeds 10 nanoseconds globally, more precise than GPS's typical 20-30 nanosecond accuracy. This level of precision enables applications that were previously impossible with GPS. The implications are staggering. We're not just talking about a new navigation system, we're talking about a fundamental shift in how critical infrastructure operates globally. So what does this mean for you and me? Well, it depends on how quickly this transition happens. The aviation industry is conservative by nature. They don't adopt new technologies quickly. But once they do, the ripple effects are enormous. By 2027, we could see consumer devices that use BeiDou as their primary navigation system with GPS as backup. Smartphone manufacturers are already beginning to prioritize BeiDou signals in regions where the system provides better accuracy. But the real revolution will happen in emerging technologies. Autonomous vehicles require centimeter-level accuracy for safe operation. BeiDou's augmentation systems can provide this level of precision, something that standalone GPS cannot achieve. Smart city initiatives around the world are beginning to incorporate BeiDou as their positioning backbone. Traffic management, emergency services, public transportation, all of these systems could become more efficient and reliable with BeiDou's enhanced capabilities. The financial sector is particularly interested in BeiDou's timing precision. High-frequency trading algorithms depend on precise timing synchronization. Even a few nanoseconds of improvement can translate to millions of dollars in trading advantages. Of course, GPS isn't going down without a fight. The US government has been investing heavily in GPS-3, the next generation of GPS satellites. These new satellites offer improved accuracy, enhanced security features, and better resistance to jamming and spoofing. But here's the challenge. GPS-3 deployment is slow. As of 2024, only 15 of the planned 32 GPS-3 satellites have been launched. BeiDou, on the other hand, already has a complete constellation of 55 satellites in orbit. The US is also working on integrating GPS with other positioning technologies, including ground-based augmentation systems and low Earth orbit satellites. But these solutions require significant infrastructure investments and may not be ready for years. Meanwhile, BeiDou continues to expand. In 2024, China announced plans to launch 12 additional satellites to enhance system performance and extend coverage to the polar regions. This expansion will make BeiDou even more attractive to international users. So, is GPS doomed? Not exactly. But the navigation landscape is changing faster than most people realize. BeiDou's ICAO approval was just the beginning. What we're witnessing is the emergence of a truly multipolar navigation system environment. The days of US navigation dominance are numbered. The future belongs to whoever can provide the most accurate, reliable, and secure positioning services. Right now, BeiDou is winning that race. What do you think about this navigation revolution? Do you see BeiDou as a threat to GPS, or as healthy competition that will drive innovation? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know what other tech topics you'd like RevoNow to explore. And remember, in a world where positioning technology determines everything from your Uber fare to military operations, staying informed isn't just interesting, it's essential. Subscribe to RevoNow for more groundbreaking tech insights, and I'll see you in the next video. This is RevoNow decoding tomorrow's hidden tech landscape today.
Subscribe to Revo now and join our vibrant community of forward thinkers, change makers, and revolutionaries.